Good morning. Still superly humid here in Philadelphia. It's pretty humid. Something I've noticed in humid weather is my finger does not easily skate over the touch screen of my smartphone, making it difficult to do things like unlock it. So that's a thing. And what's going on? It's Wednesday, July 6th. I stayed up late last night because I'm dumb, but also because Kenny was having a situation involving getting his luggage back and was distressed, and so we were talking, and then finally he got his luggage back and got to his nice new apartment with his nice roommate, which finally has Wi-Fi that works, unlike the last place he lived. So we actually had a conversation last night. It was pretty great. What's been going on? Let's see, we watched the first episode of Buffy season 7 last night, and boy, Buffy, gosh, there's a lot of stuff going on in that show. Really good show. Life is pretty boring so far this week. Monday was the 4th of July. Okay, that actually wasn't boring. I take back my previous statement. Monday was the 4th of July, and we had our 1776 party. You probably saw the picture I posted on Facebook. Son. It was a jolly good time. Ginny and a couple of her friends mostly hung out in the dining room, just chilling, and the rest of us piled in to the living room to watch Rutledge being a sexy mofo. And I love that John Adams just like casually accepts that he's absolutely obnoxious and disliked. They're just like, Adams can't do it. He's obnoxious and disliked. And then in that one song, he's like, if I'm the one to do it, they'll run their quill pens through it. I'm obnoxious and disliked. And everyone's just like, oh yeah, you're really obnoxious and disliked. Absolutely. And the timing for that is kind of funny for me because Kenny and I agreed to find some of our old writing from 3 or 4 years ago. Mine was obviously a Pacific Rim fan fiction. And I have a note in the margins for a line to add somewhere in the fic that Newton Geisler is obnoxious and disliked. And I was like, he really is, isn't he? What great timing. I just watched that movie yesterday. So that's lovely. I'm glad that lovely timing happened. Okay, you just have to look at these flowers. Look at them. Look at this garden. This is my neighborhood. I just get to walk past these beautiful flowers every day. And they're just like, it's just this whole street is just covered in flowers. Okay, I'll try really hard not to do that too often, except there's some really great lilies over there. All right, I'm done, I swear. Enjoy the flowers of my neighborhood in live motion, as opposed to all of the flower Twitter pictures that you get. Right, so 1776 party was a rousing success. It was very, very fun. Probably to me one of the most humorous parts of the night was Catherine Rath made a really good black bean dip, and Jessie Searman couldn't get over it. It was apparently the most delicious thing she'd ever eaten, and she kept going back for little tiny plates of it until finally she went back in the dining room and Ginny said, speaking as someone who's got to clean this floor later, would you like a bowl? And just gave her a cereal bowl, which she filled with bean dip and nacho chips. And that really tells you everything you need to know about Jessie Searman, I think, is that story right there. Not much happened last night except Buffy. Tonight, oh God, it's sunny. Tonight, Ben Fritzen is coming over and we're gonna cook because Ben Fritzen is a super fancy cooking guy as well as being a super fancy origami guy. We're gonna make Indonesian fried rice and sesame ginger sauteed snap peas, and that's gonna be lovely. Oh, and last night I made meringues and they turned out really well. Usually they're mediocre meringues, but these were marvelous meringues. I wanted more. I don't have a lot more alliteration to give you here. I'm quite proud of these meringues, to be perfectly honest. It was a much smaller batch than usual, I wonder if maybe I usually use 4 egg whites instead of 3. The recipe called for 3, but in my head I've used 4 in the past. Whatever, it got me a tray and a half of meringues. We should be perfectly honest, like I don't need a huge batch of meringues. I'm gonna eat most of them anyway. Why would I make more and do that to myself? That's a loud truck. So, yeah, meringues last night, Indonesian fried rice tonight. And that's my life right now, is the things that I'm cooking. I'm a remarkably boring person, so do with that what you will, sibling dearest. And I'm gonna stop recording now because we're a little bit over the 5-minute mark. Sidebar, I have not forgotten that I owe you, let's call it like 3 David Bowie karaoke videos at this point to make up for my, woo, everything's fine. My horrible inattention in making videos for you. And now that I have a smartphone, I can do it. I haven't forgotten. It is in fact an active thought in my head most days. And I love you and I know you, so I preemptively give you permission to post those videos, to embarrass me as you will, because I know you want to. I'm guessing you want to. If you don't want to, that's also fine, but like, I consent to you sharing videos of me poorly singing Bowie on my lovely new smartphone camera. I'm gonna stop talking now because 6 minutes is pretty bad, so bye.